Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. Now today we're taking a look at a new plugin, or at least new to me, that I found today and I got some interesting thoughts about it. And it's called Decky Lookup. So real quick, I'll just kind of explain what it is as you see me kind of going through the process of finding it, which is basically it. Think of like Proton DB, like how it kind of gives you resources on figuring out what Proton versions or what settings you can use for whatever games you want on your Steam Deck. Well, Decky Lookup kind of has Proton DB as well as a few other sites that kind of give information about the games you want to have information about, but it kind of has them all in one plugin. So sounds like a pretty good idea. So let's take a look at what sites it kind of goes over, what options you have. So let's go on down to it. As you saw, I already did my whole installation and whatnot, and at this point we should know how to find our different plugins. First one, we're gonna start from the bottom, moving our way up, and we're gonna go with GameFAQs. Now, I haven't used GameFAQs in a while, but it's there. So right now, off top, you're gonna start seeing some immediate issues. You see we're starting to have pop-ups, ad pop-ups, which on GameFAQs for now, they're not too invasive, but it's definitely there. And considering the size of the screen of the Steam Deck, that could be a bit of a problem. So, and of course, if you got to log in, then you need to log in. And as I've always mentioned before, just like with Proton DB, these are like websites which use the internal browser of the Steam Deck, so you got to use your finger and the touchscreen. Our next one is Steam HQ. Or Steam Deck HQ, sorry, which is a pretty good one. Looks pretty good, kind of does its thing, looks real nice on the Steam Deck's screen and whatnot. But then we run into another issue, more ads, which okay, but now we got video ads. And right here, you didn't see it obviously because I'm using this touchscreen, but I tried to hit the X to close that video ad out. I must have actually hit the ad itself because it opened up Disney Plus trying to get me to sign in and whatnot. That's a problem. Not feeling that, the video ads. Now, man, I didn't even see which one we went to this time. Oh, how long to beat. So pretty similar, more ads, and of course you need to log in. Then you gotta go ahead and log in. Trusty Dusty Proton DB, it pretty much operates just like the Proton DB dedicated plugin, so no issues with that whatsoever. I just figured Proton DB just doesn't have ads on it. So, and then this one is a problem. As you can see, the PC Gaming Wiki does not load. For whatever reason, don't know, not sure, but it isn't loading, homie. And I left it here for a while. I ended up having to kind of cut the video a little bit to kind of just cut down the times. I waited for a while for it to load. And I kind of jumped off and jumped back on to kind of see if that was an issue. No, man. It just wasn't loaded. Our final one is Google, which of course, if whatever reason you don't have whatever site you want, you can just Google it. Of course, you gotta use the touchscreen for everything. I tried to go back to a PC Gaming Wiki just to see if it would eventually load, and it didn't, by the way. So what are my thoughts on this? Out of the sites that it loaded, Proton DB was obviously the best one because it didn't have ads already on the site itself, or at least they weren't visible. I don't know, because the Proton DB dedicated plugin works perfectly fine, and of course the Proton DB section of this plugin works fine. Steam HQ looked okay for a little bit until video ads and whatnot. Ultimately, this is going to be the first plugin. I just can't really recommend this one. I like the idea. I love the idea. Execution is a problem. And this is where using web pages for, your plugins kind of works against you, unfortunately. So I can't really give this one any kind of recommendations. It just wasn't cutting it for me. I would say, give it time. Maybe they'll update it and it'll kind of get a little better. Maybe get some ad blocker. I don't know if that's the thing that Steam Deck's dedicated browser uses or kind of supports. But as it stands, nah, man, this ain't what it is. It's just, and then one of them doesn't even work. I think I went one more time just to try and see, and that PC Gaming Wiki still didn't work. So unfortunately, this is a plugin I just can't recommend. I'd say give it time to kind of catch up and get a little better and get some improvements there. And I would just say stick with Proton DB, the actual dedicated Proton DB. No sense in getting this whole plugin just for one, I guess, one section that'll work when there's a dedicated plugin for that. Anyway, this was real quick one. Just kind of want to throw that one out there. If you like more Steam Deck news, walkthrough, guides, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist. And I'm out.